Hey guys, we are the editors of PremierGuitar.com. We are here at Carter Vintage Guitars in Nashville. We're giving you our Day 3 recap of NAMM, our editors' picks, if you will. Sean Hammond here, Jason Shadrick, John Bollinger. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. So one of the more fun videos we shot today, I don't know if you've, over the years, this particular company, it's pretty fun when they appear on the schedule, no matter what their new thing they're showing was Chase Bliss. And Joel showed up. We were ready with beers in hand, ready to go. And we looked at the Mood, which is a pedal that he released a couple weeks, maybe a month ago. There's two sides to it, a sample hold on one side, and like a lot of Chase Bliss stuff, there's a lot of knobs, a lot of dip switches, there's MIDI in and out. You know, even in a 30-minute video, we probably couldn't cover everything this did. But we had Brady from Old Blood Noise playing in it, playing guitar in it. And
Pedal camaraderie.
Yes, and Dan,
That's cool.
and Dan from Chase Bliss was tweaking it, and Joel was just free to be weird. And weird he was. And he did want to make sure he didn't embarrass his wife who was there, but she gave the go-ahead that all was good. But it's just, he kind of designed it as just kind of an inspiration machine. The idea is it's supposed to be very accidental and very glitchy and very exploratory. And there's an internal clock so you can loop something and sample it and slow it way down and speed it way up and double octaves. And, you know, it's just the kind of thing that, the kind of pedal that you can just see yourself getting it plugged in and you just start playing. And it's funny because when Brady played, he played like one little thing, and that was pretty much all he played in the whole video. And the whole video
just kept going.
It just kept going, and we kept manipulating it or redoing or reversing it. And
he just played it once, and it just kept repeating.
Oh yeah, we just sampled the one thing, or maybe we did two different examples. But you sample one thing, and most of the sounds you'll hear in the video aren't Brady playing. It's what this pedal's doing. So of course available now, and I did have to send my condolences to the end of the Chase Bliss boxes. He made a cool little video about. Did you hear about that? So his parents make all the boxes by hand.
Oh really?
Yeah, and they're just, it's time. Mom and Dad need to retire, so they're
Screw
doing away.
You, son, make your own boxes for your kids.
Yeah, it's actually, you should see it's a pretty touching video. I mean, it's pretty cool. So, but
And it has the usual dip
like
switches on the back.
Yep,
or whatever.
2 buttons on the front, 6 knobs, a couple toggle switches. It's just a box of wonder, and you can just lock yourself in a room somewhere and just start. You can play something and then put your guitar down, and then just go in there and just see what happens.
All of Joel's pedals are like. I mean, there's lots of cool builders out there, but his are different and tweaky in a way that no others are, I think. And it's not just like tweaky, but like, I don't know, he gets so many cool like analog sounds that he uses BBDs a lot, I think. But I don't know, I can't speak on behalf of that. But it's the type of stuff you like have to take notes, I'm sure. If you find a cool sound, you're like, oh shit, what does that dip switch set to?
I think the thing with Mood is just don't read the notes, just start figuring, turn knobs and switches and see what happens.
Sweet. Do you know how much it goes for?
Yes. I looked it up here right before we went on. It goes for $349.
Cool.
Available now.
Sure. Bowling, what you got?
Oh, okay, as you know, I'm a tube person, and I know that the future as my colleagues are telling me is a whole digital deal. I get that. I get it. But what I really dig is this company, ValveTrain. They're like a boutique company, kind of boutique tube amps, but not with like a boutique price. They're pretty, kind of affordable yet boutique-y. And they're now making a Michael Britt signature, and what it is, it's made for if you are running a modeling deal. Michael Britt is a guitar player for Lone Star, and he's a founding member of the band. I think they're a Grammy-winning act. But he's a Kemper guy, but like most of us that have to go direct live, he missed the whole tube thing. So Rick at ValveTrain designed an amp that is made specifically to run your Kemper or whatever
modeling device.
Yeah, your Line 6 or whatever you got into this, and it doesn't alter the tone. It's not changing anything.
One knob,
louder.
Just volume.
Yeah, louder, and it gives you a tube feel. And
they're preamp tubes and power amp tubes?
I think just preamp.
Yeah,
You got to have something to
Oh, you have to
plug
have a
in.
power source.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to have power source, but you have to have a load to put into it.
But it's a very it gives you that tube feeling, and I've run direct on tour, and it never felt quite right. And every time I get an amp, I'm like, oh yeah, there it is. And it's not the sound. I mean, the sound's fine, but for whatever
The
reason,
responsiveness. Of
yeah,
it
it
kinda?
just feels differently. And
The transients or whatever.
yeah, it's sort of ineffable, but it is something that you just feel.
Now, was this one different from the one they already had? Because
I reviewed one.
Reviewed
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
I think it's. I'm guessing it might be voice slightly different. It's definitely a different speaker.
Yeah, Rick was telling me what they did, but there's tweaks, improvements, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's essentially they had it out for a while. Players tweaked it, particularly Michael Britt tweaked it, let him know what to do, and came back and apparently it's. I didn't hear the old one, but
It's loud.
Yeah,
It's real loud.
which in a live scenario you need, particularly those guys are playing sheds and
Yeah.
It had plenty of
Yeah.
power. We did a 110 or 112 kind of more vertical one.
yeah.
Do you
it's-
know how much
it's
it
cool.
was, roughly?
I do because I wrote it. I want to
There we
say
go.
it's $15.49.
So, I mean, the funny thing is, you could buy one of his amps for about the same price and plug straight in without the Kemper, and I like that even better. But if you are a modeling person, if that is if for whatever reason that's your thing, this is a good way to get them both.
Cool. Let's see, my first pick, I have two for the day. I think all of us have seen travel guitars come and go. Some stick
Yeah.
around. In the electric guitar department, it doesn't seem like, there's travel guitars that are cool, and there are others, but the one we saw today, Seere Guitars, I think they're based in San Diego. When I had just kind of walked by and just seen that they were a travel guitar, I was like, oh, that's cool, there's travel guitar. But when we got there and saw like the guts around back, like the mechanism, it was Perry, who was filming it with me, he's like, that looks like the opening mechanical sequence of Game of Thrones. But I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I don't know what he's talking about. But so it turns out it's built, the guitar body and everything. I guess the luthier aspect of it was in collaboration with Joe Glazer here in Nashville.
Right.
And then Jonathan Spangler, I think, is the guy's name who founded it. And he has all these contacts in the medical, like, fancy gadget industry, like, expensive tools that have to last forever or whatever. And so he had all these contacts in that medical tool industry, and they developed these intricate inner workings. So when it's a 24 3/4 scale electric, there's one lever underneath the bottom where like it would rest on your leg. Pull that, the entire thing folds together. The strings don't flop around like on others. You can just immediately put it in the bag. There's a backpack that you can take and fit on the plane or just under the seat in front of you. Pull it out, push the lever back, and it has all the string tension again. Like other travel guitars, usually, if they're folding ones, there are several steps to it.
Sure.
To make it ready to go to play or to unpack it, and it's just this one lever. And like I said, check out the inner workings. They're cool. They're on the, I'd say they're a little pricey, but I mean, when you see the stuff inside, you're like, okay, I get why it costs a bit. They're like $2,900, I think, starting, and they come with like Duncan pickups and stuff like that, and different aesthetic options. But I thought it was impressive just to see those inner workings.
What did it feel like? Did it feel like
I did not get a chance to play it, but it sounded good.
Yeah.
So
All right. My turn again? All right. So the last video of the weekend, we went and visited Bill Cummins, who makes insanely beautiful, insanely great, and insanely expensive, very expensive arch tops. I mean, they're expensive. They're very,
Like, when we're talking 25 grand?
Probably around there. I mean, very high-end arch tops. So he decided he was going to come through with a more affordable line of arch tops. So he found, he kind of tells a story in the video, he found this really great group of South Korean luthiers and worked with them. And a big shout out to Ted Ludwig, who is who played and demonstrated these guitars. He's an unbelievable jazz player from New Orleans. And we looked at three different models. They range in price from, I have that right here, $16.99 to $21.99, depending on the pickup configuration. The $16.99 one is a 2-pickup one, kind of a thinner line, like a 335 thickness. And then he has 2 other 16-inch arch tops, one with a single pickup and one with 2 humbuckers, Ken Armstrong humbuckers. And he
So they're like 10% the price of his normal instruments?
Pretty close, yeah. And they were really, really high quality instruments. Like, I was really impressed with that, because he gets them all to his shop and then he goes over them. He redresses the frets, cleans them up, and he also did a special thing with the pickups, because he does between like 1 humbucker, 2 humbuckers. Even if you might never use the bridge humbucker, the jazz guys maybe not. It still affects the tone having that mass so close to the bridge. And then he was worried about string balance, so he did a special thing with the pickups on the D and the G strings to make them more balanced. I mean, $1,700 to $2,100. It's a pro level guitar.
Awesome.
You can take on the road, and if you get a little bit of a scratch on it, you're not going to be like, there goes my kid's college fund.
Sweet. What you got next,
Now it's your
John?
turn.
Before we go any further, I forget, I totally screwed up one of your picks on our first day NAMM picks, because I totally misunderstood. I think Jason did too. The gyro.
I went and looked at it today just to make sure. Yeah.
I looked at it yesterday too, and because when you picked it, I thought it was like a mechanical thing, like motorized, and it was turn and do something like that. So I said all this shit in the first day's video. Like, maybe you can put your picks in it and shoot them out in the audience. It's just like one lever that turns it to pick up on the end, which is cool, but I felt kind of stupid later. So
3 pickups per.
Like, why didn't John correct me when I was like, can you shoot your picks out in the...
I don't know. I was just kind of going with it. I thought maybe
you should have been like, Sean, really, no.
I just assume Sean's right all the time. I just assume I'm probably wrong.
I haven't looked at the comments to see how many people have crapped on me for that one. But sorry, J-Rock and Wild Customs.
You're welcome, J-Rock. I thought it was, we all agreed it was cool. And that's the main thing. It was cool. But it's almost like, that one was almost like steampunk technology, just a lever.
All right, I didn't mean to interrupt too much. So your next choice is...
Okay, all right, well, keeping with the whole tube amp deal, again, I think, I don't know, I like tube amps. High Watt now came out with something called the High 5. Now, British amps are expensive by and large because it's expensive to make things there, but this one came out at a comfortable $399. It is a 5-watt amp that has...
It's probably an import, right?
Yeah.
Some other stuff is UK made.
Yeah. I think but it's high watt design, and they keep they might be outsourcing the build, but it is a high watt amp, and it sounds like a high watt amp, and it's a bargain at $399.
5 watt.
Yeah, 5 watts, and there's one 12AX7, one EL84, and it sounds very high watty, and it's got a Celestion.
What size of Celestion?
10-inch speaker,
nice.
And a birch ply constructed cabinet. I mean, it's just like a solid amp, like a really, like a solid amp. And it also has a speaker out, and you could run this thing through a 412, and at that point actually move some air and kind of keep up.
Did it have decent oomph with the 10-inch?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. the dirty tone really cut, really loud. Now, NAMM, for those of you who have been there before, you know, it's this cacophonous environment, and you can't. Every conversation is a scream. You can't really. Yeah. So the dirty really cut. Clean channel doesn't really keep up as well.
Is that actual different channels, or you're just saying with the gain
No,
low?
no. Let me tell you, it's got it's got a clean voicing and then like a dirty voice,
like a push button thing.
Yeah, push button thing. Also has, let's see, there's like a contour, pull, flat boost, compression on and off. It's got some bells and whistles, but for the most part, it is just a cute little solid birch tube, you know, high watt amp.
Cool.
And it sounded really good. Mm-hmm. So you could conceivably gig with it, and it's ideal for a quiet, you know, bedroom kind of thing as well. So I like it.
See, my turn.
Yep.
Yes.
My last one is Game Changer. I know I've picked them before, and I did a feature on them earlier this year, but I don't know, they just keep innovating. And they did the plasma pedal like 2 years ago now, I think. Anyway, but they got a collaboration, which I'm sure a lot of other pedal companies are envious of, because we're here in Nashville. They come to NAMM from Latvia, and they have a signature, or like a co-branding thing with Third Man Records, and Jack White, of course, is head of that. So they did a new version of the plasma pedal, but it's called the Plasma Coil. And it's, of course, got yellow on it, because black and yellow are the Third Man colors. And they got rid of the blend knob from the original plasma and brought in a knob for like 6 different types of octave effect. Oh. And then there's a second foot switch. The first one, the original one, just has the one. And it's like a momentary switch, so you can bring the octave effect in and out just, you know, while you're riffing for one little note or whatever. But you can also switch a thing on the back so that it will bring the different octave modes in just with the regular fuzz effect or not.
Wow.
It looked and sounded awesome.
It's almost like a whole new pedal.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
It is.
Sounds very Jack White.
The octave stuff sounded really cool. Oh, did you guys get to do a video on it? We were going to try and fit it in, but
we were cramped.
We got too filled up. So sorry we don't have a video on it, but I can attest it sounded really cool. And congrats to those guys for getting that.
Yeah. From Latvia?
Latvia.
Yeah.
How cool.
I did a feature on it in a pretty good magazine and website. But apparently Third Man carries it in their shop. They bought 500 of them already just before it's out. And anyway, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool.
I think you have one more.
Oh, you have one more.
I do. I've got one more. Actually, I was going to talk about that Kepma acoustic.
Cool.
Kepma is a company that's been in China for, I think, a decade. And they got on the whole machine thing very early. And they do...
Like the CNC?
Yeah.
And stuff?
And because of that, they have, I mean, it's dialed in. And they do... First, they've been there for about a decade, never sold anywhere else, and never wanted to, really, because they had good numbers right in their home country. But they're now, right now, for the first time, expanding to the U.S. And I was really impressed. Number one, every guitar is plecked. I think Joe Glazer, again, coming up again, was involved in that whole process. Really? Went over and kind of helped set up their pleck machines. And that's cool. The tops, their guitars start about $1,000 and they go up to $2,500. But the tops are all Sitka spruce, and they're saying these are 150-year-old chunks of wood, which is kind of amazing to me. And that's not a renewable resource, so they must have bought a lot of wood a long time ago. And then they've got, all hardwoods, mahogany or rosewood for the back and sides, ebony fingerboards, really cool inlays, like these great kind of playful dolphins or roses or whatever.
On the fretboards.
Yeah, on the fretboards. It's so impressive. And I mean, so that's just like basic cool guitar stuff. But on top of that, the pickup is the
Is it like an undersaddle thing? Or?
well, it's almost like the Maton Cole Clark. In fact, the same guys,
sort of contact mic
yeah,
type stuff.
same design people worked on these.
Really?
So it's and if you're
Cole Clarks are some of the best sounding plugged-in acoustics in my opinion.
exactly. I mean, if this is in the same family where Tommy Emmanuel is working, so it's these guys have it so dialed in. They're just it's a great pickup. And just to add a little more candy, they have on some models they had these effects much like what is that company that has like a
Tonewood?
yeah, Tonewood. Effects that you can play acoustically and add reverb or delay just when you're playing acoustically.
It's not digital or anything?
Well, it is. It is digital.
But it's built in.
But it's built in, and you can hear it in the guitar and you play it acoustically. So when you're just sitting in your living room playing, you can add delay or verb, and then you can run that out through your through this great pickup system and have your own effects.
So, did you get to play some?
Yeah. I plugged it into a little Fishman amp there and cranked it up, annoying everybody around me. But
Perfect.
yeah, as is my custom. And it sounded. I mean, again, it's the NAMM environment, but they're kind of on the edge, so you could hear it better, and it was painfully loud. But I was impressed that this company who's just now coming out to here. I've never heard of them, but they're established and they're coming out guns blazing with between the Plek, that 150-year-old Sitka spruce, the Tonewoods, and then the
Pretty reasonable prices.
Yeah, I mean, their top of the line was $2,500, but $1,000 in, and that's got that killer pickup and 150-year-old Sitka spruce top and hardwoods for the back and ebony fingerboard. So very impressive.
Sweet.
Yeah, cool company.
All right, we got any others to talk about, or should we just thank everyone for coming? Thanks, Carter Vintage.
We should play some of these guitars.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Enough yakking.
Enough.
You guys should go check out more of our NAMM videos and all of our other videos. Instagram, premierguitar.com. Hit subscribe below if you're on YouTube, and check out all our other stuff. Anyway, appreciate you coming.
Thanks a lot.
Later.
Yeah.